best of the most sanctioned. It's a risk that we have to take. As for our dear, well, he does come from the offices of the Tricorn Palace. So I think we can trust their judgment insofar as sending someone to us, even if they possess more esoteric and rare and perhaps more dangerous powers. Still, it's, I don't know, it's a matter of simply having faith, both in the Inquisition itself, in our Inquisitor, and in the Emperor broadly. After all, he is a part of your flock now, as much as the rest. Simply maybe, I don't know, perhaps try to make yourself available should he feel the need to confess. Or act as a spiritual guide. It's more important now than ever. Nothing to be worried about, though. Unless there is.
Oh my god, I imagine this going through. My son, do you require spiritual guidance? Fuck off, bitch! And she like listens with maybe not some resignation, but she's not entirely happy about this, but then sighs. Well, I imagine me being in this position. It is part of my service in Emperor's name to aid people like that in this way.
It is a burden. But the greater our burdens, the greater the Emperor rewards. If we don't fail him.
Of course, I will try to make sure that he doesn't step from path of service to in his, with capital H, glory. But should he stray away, I guess it will also be maybe not only mine but our burden to, well, stop him.
Certainly. Let's hope that day doesn't come. No warp shenanigans here, right? Would you care for a little bit of wine to see you out?
She like wonders
it's
for
more
a
of that
moment,
Cotter's Red you liked so much.
and then
Oh, fuck off.
what was the last thing? I didn't hear it.
It's more of that Cotter's Red you like so much.
Still don't get it, sorry.
It's a very weird type of wine. I also would have some of that soda.
This wine that you gave Admiral from the planet that got destroyed? This wine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One of the two wines that, well, one of the several wines that I served with the meal was the Quadus Red. There was also that wine that's grown on Earth, and which is actually not that very good. It's just got the cachet of being from Terra. And I think so. Just it would have been a variety. Like every single meal would have been paired with a. Every single dish would have been paired with a.
Okay. So she, for a moment, she looks like she wants to decline, but then she like sighs again. Normally, I try to limit myself with, well, bodily pleasures to not indulge myself too much, but I think it might do me good today.
Besides, we could die in the next few days. Why not a little, eh? Here you go.
Thank you, my lord. And she will,
of course,
politely take a glass of wine and sip it. Well, I don't know. Do you want something to happen?
No, she's got too much muscle and her face isn't pretty enough. But I will chat with her. We'll start chatting actually in, since she needs to practice, I'll start going into High Gothic. Oh, I might as well give her a little bit about the It'll all sort of. It's not enough to give her any dots or any check marks, but just to kind of start laying the groundwork. Scholastic law, Imperial Creed.
Oh, then.
So I'll tell her something about the Imperial Creed and discuss some of the finer points, especially as it pertains to psychos, perhaps, about, what this saint said about that, what that ecclesiarch said about this, what this cardinal said about that, the discussions.
Okay, I get it. Okay, so the rest of the night you spent at very intellectual talking before you go to sleep, or in her case, perhaps like at some point she takes a watch, but yeah, you do that. As for the blackjack party, after a few games, the nameless mooks
I would just like to clarify he did not use any of his powers to cheat.
Yeah. And neither did Solon. But the nameless mook was like, yeah, thanks for playing, was cool. But the named characters, so I think it was Solon, Ignacia and Cantor.
Yeah. They
stayed for slightly longer, just chatting about random stuff. They don't inquire much into your past, or rather they don't inquire at all.
Oh, he shares a little bit, but none of it's like new stuff that isn't written in his dossier, just some of his past experiences on missions. When I assume they all get talking about things that they've done, he
something.
He
like
casually
that.
adds something along the lines, just to. He's not doing it to get to know them per se. He's just doing it to carry on the conversation and to not just sit there.
And I guess you also don't try to impress them too much.
No.
Okay.
I guess he would come across quite humble.
Boss.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
I'm not sure. Oh God, what? I'm not sure if Solon can, with being a psycho, detect or feel a person's soul with regards to corruption and whatnot, but he seems pretty sane, and well, if he can, as I've written to Xavier,
yeah, I don't think he has. Yeah, he doesn't have divination because he has Psynicians, but that doesn't say how somebody is corrupted.
Yeah.
He would need to soul read.
Okay. So you know what? You can also give me a charm.
Sure. Okay, charm, you say. Charm.
Yep. And you know what? You were acting humble and whatnot. You carried them talk. So, +10 from me.
Okay, I'm going to reroll, I guess. That's a lot better.
Much better.
Damn.
I just wanted to say that I hope Mayek doesn't inherit Moriana's Flack.
He is nothing. Well, I mean, let's face it, Mariana had over 50 insanity points and almost 50 corruption at one point, so...
I mean, I'm talking luck, like your roll.
Oh, you mean luck? Sorry, I thought you meant not like Mariana with regards to botching the ecclesiarchy roll and uttering borderline heretical shit to the bloody cleric.
Yep, that was great. Okay, so Ignacia, medic, actually asked about it. Also, like, are you fine with them being on name basis, or is it like medic?
Oh, yeah,
they call you primaries, and then you call them by their roles?
He's fine with being on a name-to-name basis. He'd probably suggest that. Well, affirm / suggest that, rather than uttering titles to address themselves by.
So, I've been wondering. The enemies of Imperium are vast and aplenty. In your career, did you face against a demon or other predators of the warp?
I'm just gonna roll something to see what he answers.
Face serious hatred.
Even with a negative 20, okay. He doesn't say it as if he's proud or proud of his accomplishments, but lowers his voice a bit, so not to keep things discreet, not hidden, so other people passing by couldn't really listen in.
Yeah. Obviously. I mean, you are still inside the tent.
Yeah, I know, but people probably passing by, patrolling, guarding camp.
Yeah, sure.
Don't want to. Yeah. He lowers his voice a octave or two and simply says, "No, I can't portray what I want to say as eloquently as he could in character, but he basically goes on to say utter things like being what he is and how his mind, being what he is, he's always liable to their whispers. In fact, I'll just retcon that willpower roll and have him say something along the lines of that he bombarded? No, how would I want to word it? That silence, that complete silence is a rarity for him in the sense that he hears the whispers of, I guess, demons really quite often. Hello?
Yeah, we are here.
Oh, I thought Xavier was saying something. I thought something. Yeah, sorry. As I was saying, it's not. He doesn't portray it as a constant string of words from many demons, but more often than not, there is something trying to lure him with promises of power. He's constantly, I said not constantly, but more often than not, they're trying to tempt him more often than not. Frequently, that works. But he doesn't pay them any, doesn't give any attention to them, and simply manages to shrug it off. For the sake of it, he will just say through meditation and prayer. That's how he coped with it.
And so on, it's like, with actually like true, not ironic, what's the word I'm looking for? Not pity, but empathy. Like, he tries to sound, oh, ouch, you have it rough, but good to see that you are still holding well.
He offers a smile. Well, if I wasn't, I wouldn't be here now currently, would I? That was jokingly said, of course.
And it's like, yep, and with us, you seem like and you are a cool, solid guy, and solid addition to this group. No worries, we're gonna keep you covered. After all, maybe they don't whisper that too much for me. Maybe I'm not that important to them, but I imagine. And he like tries to sound very like that he doesn't care about that. And he still sounds like he cares a little bit, like he's not completely unflippable about it. And he's like, well, I imagine like something like that he will also whisper To me, that's the nature of it, of our enemies, I guess. Luring every time, but we are servants of God Emperor of Mankind.
Indeed we are. Though if you ever do come into contact and your mind grows darkened and troubled, or by darkened and troubled, he's not saying becomes corrupt, he's just saying, basically referring to the whispers, or whispering, or lures, whatever. Just said, if you ever need advice, then by all means. Not advice. If you ever need an ear, by all means.
Yeah, Sam. Of course. And then Ignacia is like, I, even with knowing Son for some time, I really don't know that much about your powers. She was like wondering if she say gifts or curse. And I don't know, I've been learning some, well, chemistry skill from Lord. And I wonder, like, if whispers will become worse, maybe can prepare some sort of medication that will put your mind to rest or allow you for some what's the word? Allow you for some reprieve. And she's saying that with like full like compassion.
Yeah. Mayek withdraws his Psychana Mercy Blade, and if this is something Psycho wouldn't do, please correct me, but he would hand it over to Ignacia and say, God, what's the word? Hang on. Just to reassure yourself and the other members of this team, I suppose you could call it. Should that ever come to pass, do not hesitate to plunge that directly into my cranium.
Yeah, you're supposed to hold on to that.
You are?
Yeah, that's your thing.
I honestly thought it was like it says in the book that if you have that, you can. It's either use that or any weapon. So I didn't.
Well, you can, but usually the Psychana blades tend to be a little bit more ceremonial. The idea is that you are supposed to have at least the chance yourself to kill yourself.
Yes.
And then if you can't, or if you won't, then it falls to others.
That's where
you have to have at least something that's dedicated to that purpose. The Psychana Mercy Blade is usually, those things actually have quite a bit of pen. They're like comparable to this crystal sonnet. I mean, yes, you could give that up and pick something else, but it has to be at least something along the same sort of line.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess, yeah, it'll fit though. He will still hand it over. Thanks for clarifying that, and say, as he mentioned, for reassurance, plunge it into his head. Should I? No, he wouldn't put it like that. Do not hesitate to plunge it into my head. A cranium. I know the manner of which I appeared before the lot of you may seem quite dubious at best, but I will not harm those loyal. You have my word. Feel free to pass that on to the does Xanthus have a surname in this? It was Gallo in Demko's. Did he carry it or not?
It never came up. I always thought it was only Xanthus.
Oh, Xavier's muted. Then he'd just say, keep that close. Okay.
Was muted.
Did he keep the surname Gallo in this universe or not?
Gallo is his wife's name. It's not his name in my game, I thought.
It is. He basically took her name because he doesn't really have a surname.
Did he keep it in this one or not?
No.
Okay. Or feel free to hand it over to Inquisitor Xanthus. I hope this will be my first step on my first step towards earning your trust.
And we are both, as she looks between Sol and you, deeply appreciative, and like Cantor says, mostly the. And we'll do our best that it won't come to pass, as Lord Xanthis used to learn rather as Inquisition probably says, as we learned. Lives are Emperor's currency, and they should be spent well. Or spent carefully. But yeah, some little chit chat, and then Cantor and so on would leave.
1 moment of it.
And yeah, Ignacia is last one to go, and she was like mostly like doing some small chats.
That's fine. Again, I just want to clarify, he wasn't trying to impress them to earn their trust in a sly way. He was just being very honest and open as much as he could. He didn't. There was no. He didn't give any favor to any. Didn't display any favoritism toward Ignacia. So obviously, just to ensure it's of her own volition that she stayed a little bit longer.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Is there something on your mind, Ignacia?
I just... She chuckles dryly. Now that we talk about stuff, horrors that we must face, I kinda realize how much my and other of my companions' life have changed since we were taken into service by Inquisitor Xanthis.
Would he say that? Yeah, sure. You seem to have a lot of respect for the Inquisitor. Of course, that is natural, but all your men would die without question for him. How long have you been in his service?
It's been like, what, a few months for entire command squad, especially?
Something like that.
Yeah,
several months, few
more or
months,
less like
that.
several.
Sure. How many of you were there to begin with, if you do not mind me asking?
I think the initial actually gives numbers that they overall for the entire like service they lost like 10 men, was it? And it happens, they were like, honestly she's slightly surprised that during one operation she thought that there would be like they might all of them died. It was pretty tough, but somehow they survived. And and not only me, I imagine like we are all grateful, not only Inquisitor but members of his cadre, that they took us under wings and they didn't throw us to simple death, but they tried to prepare us for what we have to face as loyal servants of Imperium.
He nods, listening intently. Well, actually, first he would apologize for the losses that they've had and the hardships, and then obviously follow on with the nodding to show he was listening. And after her spiel, he would say, with a bit of a smile, "Let's hope." No, oh, that's too arrogant for him. And now that I am around, I will do my best to ensure as many of you pull through this and continue your servitude to the Emperor for the duration of for the remainder of your years.
And then she like smiles And then probably starts standing up. Well, I imagine from what I've got from that we will try to cover each other's backs as well as we can. I'm looking forward to it.
The feeling's mutual, Ignatia. Then he would just finish off with a little bit more small talk and then bid her a good night.
Yep, you lay down some foundations should you want to proceed that route, but she will then leave.
Yep.
Unless somebody else wants an idea for a scene with like NPC or other Condra member, I believe we
think Xavier, Kenneth would have wanted to talk with, or at least Xavier talk with some of the named members of the cadre regarding Mayek, in the sense that they wanted to keep an eye on him. So would Ignatia go to, would the three of them go to Xavier? Xanthus, sorry. With the knowledge they've just learned. I mean, he would have not suggested it, but he would have been okay. He would have subtly put into the conversation that he was okay with them passing on what they've learned. He didn't try to hide anything. He didn't come out and say, just keep this quiet or anything. Yeah.
Yes, I understand you. So basically what would have happened is like Ignatia would have come to Kenneth, because technically in command he's her commanding officer. And then, not immediately, but at some point in time, maybe later, when you are traveling next day, Kenneth would have mentioned that, of course, with his comment, well, that this primary smeg seems to have well, certain and solid what's the word? Approach, or whatever, like to his power life, and what, of course, but at least Cantor, Ignatia, and so on. He seems to make a solid impression on them when they were playing poker last night.
Oh, is that so? Well, nice to know he's fitting in.
Well, indeed, I guess I will have to thank Solon for that.
Although, I have to wonder. Speaking of psychers, Kenneth, I have a random question for you.
You think that maybe some people might because are following in rather, well, close group, but close enough that you can still proceed concealed. If you look around, go ahead, sir.
What do you think of Solon? Just on the topic of psychers.
Well, he proved himself reliable. He saved quite a few lives back at this bloody planet thingy. And he did that without losing control of his powers. He has his quirks, drinking and whatnot, but I imagine that's his way of distressing. All of us need a way. Some need booze, some need something more.
Ah yes, some need rot gut alcohol, some people need very fancy wine, some people need smoke, some need sex, some need all other sorts of things. But, oh well, that's enough. I've heard what I needed to hear. Thank you, Kenneth.
Although, if I may ask you, sir, what brought this question? Do you have any misgivings about Solon?
Misgivings? No. He's been performing admirably. as you said. Where you said he performed well. No, he performed quite well on the battlefield, and as a student, he's been keeping up with the teaching. So, no, phenomenal psyker.
Then,
I was just curious to hear your opinion as his commanding officer.
of course, sir. Of course. Then if you excuse me, I'll make sure that forward squad vanguard gives the rise.
Very well.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna do one specific thing. All of you, all the players will be able to make minus 20 awareness test.
Sight, hearing.
It's not specified. It's like general. It's
Okay.
like combining. But if you have something that gives bonus to one, you can treat it that it might include.
Yay! All in.
Double yay.
I'm guessing I'm passive.
What? You cut
I didn't
for
hear you,
just a second.
Fidgaro.
Okay.
Yeah, pass. Okay.
Did you say we did or didn't get any bonuses?
If you have like heightened senses or sight, hearing, whatever, it might include. But the general penalty from me for this roll was minus 20. Now
minus 20.
Without heightened senses, I would have gotten a 2.4. With heightened senses, I would have gotten a 4. Sorry, a 3.
Okay, yeah, and seeing that, well, all of you passed, all of you can make wait, who has actually before that, who has Forbidden Lord Xenos?
Me.
I don't.
So those who have,
I do.
you can.
The xenologist.
Those who have it, you can roll. It's basic, so +0.
It's +0.
Jesus. We get it, you're smart.
So,
Well, this is his area of expertise.
This is my specialization.
so Zhao and Xantis